what he was supposed to do. Yakub did his job. He was the scientist that was the white man, the grafting. Next into Alaska, and then they walked down the West Coast 16,000 years ago.
Now, but they were not part of the grafting process, right?
No, that's why I said they were always here.
Oh yes, I was saying the grafting people, like of the process. So it was black, brown. That's what I meant. Black, brown.
The people that came out of the grafting process.
Well, what I mean was it started with like everybody who played a role. So
the yellow man and the white man came out of the grafting process.
You said who?
The brown man.
Okay.
The yellow man and the white man came out of the grafting process. Over a 600-year period.
So, all right. So you would call them half grafted, I guess, because they wasn't fully all the way, right? Something like that.
No, well, that was just a process because Yakub's job was to make people that were opposite of the black man. So the most opposite people that he got to was the white man. And that's where he was trying to go. He knew what he was supposed to do. Yakub did his job. He was the scientist that was to create a disruption on the earth. And the disruption was to put a people that was totally opposite of the original man.
Okay, good. So now we're going to where I wanted to go. So with that being said, will Yakub be a devil himself?
No, Yakub was not a devil. Yakub did his job. He did what he was born to do.
So would you say that job was holy or unholy?
Would I say what?
His job was holy or unholy?
I would say his job was holy.
Now, like
yes.
Let's say we just build and chop up in a circle, barbershop, whatever. You know, barbershop talk. And when I hear that right there come out, I'm okay. Two things. I'm gonna want to know why he didn't even tell me that. Like, why you let me sip from a dirty glass, my brother? Like, what the hell?
Well, because there's truth in it. It doesn't matter that it's dirty. And when the messenger said that, when he was talking about the clean glass and the dirty glass, he was really talking about the conduct, the morals, and the actions of his followers. He says, man, just put the clean glass next to the dirty glass, meaning no matter how low they go, you don't follow them in their foolishness. You just teach the truth as I taught you that truth. Because you can extract the truth once you're learned properly. I thought I knew the Bible. It turns out I really didn't know it. I didn't know the Quran because I never read it. But when I read it, I understood some things, but I didn't understand it all. Right. But as I read it over and over again, now I can see what Elijah Muhammad was talking about. But it takes time, and you have to be sincere.
Yeah, that's interesting. So,
and I don't worry about people, Elijah Muhammad's detractors saying, bad things about him. I don't worry about that because I understand that there's no black man that tried to do anything for black people that this enemy didn't make look bad.
What are some of the bad things they say about Elijah Muhammad?
Well, you know what they say.
I mean, outside the obvious.
The biggest, well, that's the only ones that they can say is that because they tried to twist away. All right, he killed Malcolm because people love Malcolm, so they used Malcolm against them. Then it was he was messing with little girls, getting them pregnant, and all this kind of stuff. I don't believe any of that stuff.
Right.
I don't believe that, and I even go so far as to say that Malcolm X told some stories about Elijah Muhammad.
So
based on what I know, and based on what people who was around when Malcolm X was around, and I even know a brother who was in the Autobahn ballroom when he was assassinated.
Really?
Yeah, he's a minister, and he lives near Newark, New Jersey. I have a picture with him because I heard him teaching, and he said he was the only man that was searched that day because Malcolm heard him say that he wanted to harm Malcolm, so he made his guards search him. He was the only person that was searched that day, and then he witnessed everything, but he made sure that he was teaching us that the Nation of Islam had nothing to do with Malcolm's death. Now, many people in the nation wanted to kill him, but he said that they did not kill him because Elijah Muhammad told him not to touch him.
Yeah, I was telling him, this is a sidebar, then we'll get right to it. I was telling the brother, we started chopping up about like sometimes when the subject is over, like some of us still stay, some people go, and we just had like casual barbershop talk. So we were talking about desserts, and we was talking about like the different milks we like to drink. Like some people, all type of milk out there, lactate, non-lactate, all types of stuff out there. So it got to, so I said, man, we talking about cookies, right? And some of us like to dip our cookies in milk. So I was like, bro, the best milk I ever dipped a cookie in was the milk I got from Nation of Islam. Like, you ever taste that milk before?
The raw milk?
Yeah.
Brother, that's all I drink.
Yeah, that's you dip that thing in cookie in that thing, shit.
Yeah, because I listen, man, I'm in the nation. So, I'm just telling you, I'm a member of the Nation of Islam.
What, are you registered Muslim in the rank?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got my X in 2002, but I was going to the mosque since 1992. And it took me, I was in and out 10 years. I was just like somebody going to church.
Right.
For those 10, but then I decided to get my X, and I've been in the nation since 2002.
And you said that's all you drink is the milk? Yeah, that's crazy.
That's all I drink. And water.
What do you do? You like use it with desserts too?
Yes.
Okay.
Cookies and milk. Yeah, I put my vanilla wafers in there.
I'm trying to tell them, man.
Yeah, man. I shake that thing up, and we got a lot of stores in the city I live in that sell raw milk. You can get it anywhere.
Really? Are you serious?
Hell yeah. If they don't sell raw milk, they know, man, look, I live in Philadelphia, and half of this city is Muslim.
Oh, I was about to say, hell yeah. No wonder you could get it like that.
Yeah. So
they get it from out there.
Yeah, you can get it anywhere. You go to any store, they sell raw milk.
Really?
Hell yeah. It's expensive, but they sell it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. like that's all you drink. You spend good like what, $5, $6, $7?
Some places they sell it for $8, man.
Yeah.
But everybody buy it.
Yeah, because
don't stay long.
Yeah, you're gonna buy what you want.
And some people buy it and sell it. There's some old lady come in the store when they put the milk out. She buy 10 of them.
Hey,
she ain't drinking all that.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you like that. That's something I would treat myself to. Now, I haven't eaten cookies in a minute, but believe me, if that milk was up here as accessible as where you at, I would have been eating cookies and milk a little more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the messenger also said the best way to have raw milk, he said, is to warm it up.
And I ain't doing that.
No, he said warm it up, and then you can let it cool down again. But
no, some people, Brett, trust me, some people like that. Some people like they want to milk it. I had friends like who actually be like,
try it, brother. Try it one day.
They be damn near bullying it. Then no, brother.
Try it.
There's some things I like cold. There's some things I like with some temperature to it. And
I can dig it. When you fast and it's good that you break your fast and you drink that warm milk, man, it makes you feel great.
Like put like this: the only time my milk could be warm at any degree is when I pour in some coffee.
Yes, sir.
And guess what? If my coffee get cold, I can't even warm the damn thing back up because I refuse to warm up milk consciously.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that milk.
Brooklyn won. Brooklyn beat Indiana.
Oh yeah, what was the score?
129 to 121.
All right, that was a good game. Damn, I can't wait to see the points. How much everybody had. They was getting blown. Stevenson's going crazy.
Lance Stevenson had 30.
Oh God.
Sabonis had 32. Durant had 39.
Damn. Okay, he turned up then. What did Kyrie have?
I missed it. I missed what Kyrie had.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna give him about 18.
I give him. He probably had about 15.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Harden 25. I'm gonna look at it real fast, and then we can talk about Yakub. Let me look at that real quick. Let me see. Now I'm interested. You know, the GOAT had 56 the other day.
Who's the GOAT?
Trae Young.
Who?
Trae Young.
The GOAT?
Yeah.
The greatest of all time?
At the greatest right now, I should say.
No, he ain't the greatest right now.
Hey.
He's good, but he ain't the greatest.
56-14, man. Those numbers right there.
Nah, he's the greatest. He's good though.
So you can switch Kyrie and the what I prophesied for Kyrie or predicted for Kyrie and Kyrie and Harden. You could switch. Kyrie had more. And KD had the most assists, by the way. They almost had triple double. All right. Yeah, so I can't wait to catch the highlights on that. So anyway, LeVert, he ain't been the same, huh? Since he got injured. Oh, he ain't even play. All right. So anyway, let's get to it. So now let me ask you this: when you look at the Yakub story, do you see it as like actual history or as a story? I think we should go there first.
I see it as both. It's a story about what took place thousands of years ago.
Okay.
And I believed it the first time I heard it. The first time I read it was in 1992 when I first started reading Message to the Black Man.
Okay.
And I believed it right away. And nobody taught me the story. I just read it in the Message to the Black Man. And I believed it immediately.
You know what? That's kind of similar when I first read it. Like I said, my boy was like born. I think he like third generation, something like that. And he had the book. He kept telling me to read the Message to the Black Man. I was like, I ain't reading that. So then he pointed to that part. He said, "Yo, just check this." He said, "Yo, just read the first paragraph that's right here, or two paragraphs." He said, "Yo, just do that." And I'm like, "All right, man, this guy just annoying me." Man, I ended up reading that whole goddamn story.
Mm-hmm.
So same way, I read it myself. I was like blown away.
Yeah, I believed it immediately based on, because we used to always talk about how did everybody get here, and I would listen to things and listen to people on television when they would talk about this stuff. And when I heard Elijah Muhammad's version, it filled in all the blanks. It made sense to me. And then it caused me to look at, genetics and grafting. And I found out that they graft animals, that they graft fruits and vegetables, and that they do graft people. So they graft horses. They created the different breeds of dogs.
But let me ask you this: Do you think they could graft a whole bunch of horses at one shot?
Well, yeah. Yes, you can. Because they've done it. They've created. That's how they created the different breeds of horses.
Okay.
They've done it. All these little dogs you see, that wasn't no little dogs. They made them.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, you know, I think I'm right. I'm right. They made the grapefruit. That's not natural to the planet. The grapefruit isn't natural. That's grafted. The carrot is not natural to the planet. They made it. They made carrots. So we fool with grafted stuff all the time. So they know how they got here, and they did some grafting themselves.
Yeah, that's funny because when we went over the story, we had a sister named we had another sister named Tiara, right? She a little cannon. She a little cannon fire. She said because the brother said when Yakub grafted, people were like done and complete, blue eyes, blonde hair. He said they made attempts to graft themselves back, and they got as far as a gorilla. So she said, "Damn, the experiment rat got a hold of the experiment." That was funny.
Well,
the rat started experimenting.
you've heard white people use the saying, "I'll be a monkey's uncle."
Oh yeah.
Well, that's where it came from.
Really? For the Yakub story?
Yes, because they know that that's how monkeys got here. I ain't talking about, when I say that white people know things, I'm not talking about the average white person. I'm talking about highly learned white people in secret societies. They know.
Okay, well, that's the day.
You talk about the Masons, and those above 33 degrees and those different mystic groups, the Shriners, they know the truth. And the reason why they know is because to get to a certain degree, the truth is taught to them. So they know.
I was gonna say this. You said that Yakub started dealing with grafting, and even in today's life we deal with grafting. But also, so then why not accept also biology, like evolution? Because evolution is part of our life also. Like things evolve.
Some things do evolve. Some things do evolve, but if we evolved and people went to different parts of the planet and turned colors, how come it hasn't happened again?
People turning colors?
Well, when we talk evolution, I thought you was talking about people say, well, there were some people that went up into Europe and because it was cold and there was no sun, they turned white. And many people believe that, but that just isn't so. That kind of evolution don't take place. There is evolution with animals, lower animals, how they develop and change and adapt and get adaptations based on their environment, the climate. Animals do that, but human beings don't do that.
Right. So, what races off the top came from the grafting process?
Every race came from the grafting process except the so-called red man or Indian.
See, the last brother said he was part of the grafting process also.
He was not.
So how did he get here?
He was always here, just like the black man was always here.
Now, when you say always here, what you mean always here? Like eternal?
It was always here.
Like he's eternal?
They've always been on this planet. Since there's been a planet, they've always been here. That's all I mean.
But they ain't
when it was no earth, they wasn't here. But from the time there was an earth, the black man has always been here. When I say the black man, I'm talking about the red man too.
So, okay, that leads to this question. So, right, at some point they had a beginning, right? At some point.
Yes, sir. At some point.
Right. So we know the origins of the other races. We know they got here through a grafting process. Okay. So now the red man and the black man, what would be their beginnings?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how they were created.
Would you say, would you take the Quran version, say through mud?
You can take that, but that's symbolism. Because, well, it's symbolism and it is a fact, because in this way, everything that's in the earth, your body is made out of. All the minerals in the earth, your body is made out of. Are you aware of that?
I heard that before.
It's true. So whatever is in the earth is in your body. And whatever it takes, whatever like the vitamins and the vegetables and all those nutrients that vegetables have, that's all we're really supposed to eat. We're not supposed to eat meat. Now we do, but we do because we follow the white man, but the black man didn't eat meat. That's just a recent thing.
So, so you said everything in Earth, yeah. Now I could go with that because that's like the Earth is made up of chemicals. So all our bodies got.
Now our body is made up of what's in the soil of the earth. If you go to the most fertile soil in Africa and get with all those vitamins and minerals contained therein, your body is made out of that.
Now I was gonna say, but our body also has cells. I don't know.
That's right. And so does plant life, right?
Yeah.
There you go. The plants come out of the earth. We came out of that earth. Every living thing has cells.
Okay. So yeah. So that means that you will lean towards then the black man must have came from the earth himself.
Some kind of way, but I couldn't tell you how. I mean, no one knows everything.
Right. So you know what? That leads to this thought right here. Like I said, like we've been having deep discussions, and sometimes, like how we doing right now, we just roll off thoughts off each other.
Yes, sir.
It came to this, and I was like, you know, we was having these discussions. So I see, you know what? Now that I think about it, we both said the part in the Mr. Black Man got us interested was the Yakub story, the origin of the white man. So it's almost like we know more about the white man than the black man, like because like you said, we read the story, we know his details, we know his behavior, we know we could comb, we know everything about him.
No, I know more about the black man than I do the white man, but we should know about everybody. But I know more about the black man than I do the white man. But I learned all I needed to know about him by studying, you know, Message to the Black Man and some other things, you know, but I know him because I have to know him. You know, we should know all people.
Yeah.
I know the yellow man too.
Who's that?
That would be the Japanese. Chinese, well, the Japanese, they the brown man, but the Chinese.
Okay, Chinese is yellow and Japanese is brown.
It's the brown man.
So it was the black, brown, yellow, white?
And red.
So who's the red?
The red is the so-called Indian.
Now, we say, so which Indian? The Native American or the East Indian?
Just the Indian. The Native American is the Indian. He wasn't always here. How did the Native Americans get to America?
I have no idea.
They walked here. They walked from Asia. They walked at the top of the earth around where Russia is and where it connects into Alaska. And then they walked down the West Coast 16,000 years ago.
Now, but they were not part of the grafting process, right?
No, that's what I said. They were always here.
Oh, yes, yeah, so I was saying the grafting people, like of the process. So it was black, brown. That's what I meant. Black, brown.
The people that came out of the grafting process.
Well, what I mean was it started with like everybody who played a role. So
the yellow man and the white man came out of the grafting process.
You said who?
The brown man.
Okay.
The yellow man and the white man came out of the grafting process. Over a 600-year period.
So, all right. So you would call them half grafted, I guess, because they wasn't fully all the way, right? Something like that.
No, well, that was just a process because Yakub's job was to make people that were opposite of the black man. So the most opposite people that he got to was the white man. And that's where he was trying to go. He knew what he was supposed to do. Yakub did his job. He was the scientist that was to create a disruption on the earth. And the disruption was to put a people that was totally opposite of the original man.
Okay, good. So now we're going to where I wanted to go. So with that being said, will Yakub be a devil himself?
No, Yakub was not a devil. Yakub did his job. He did what he was born to do.
So would you say that job was holy or unholy?
Would I say what?
His job was holy or unholy?
I would say his job was holy.
Now that's the part where everybody started to like divide.
Because what he did was ordained by God. It was ordained by the other guys that were there. Before Yakub. Yes, sir.
So when you say the white man's job was ordained by God?
The white man is doing exactly what he was made to do.
So would you call his work holy too?
I will call his work wicked.
So if both of them were designed to do something devilish, why would Yakub work be called holy and the devil be called, wicked?
When you think about Frankenstein and the monster, Frankenstein didn't make the monster to be evil. He made the monster because he wanted to create life, and the monster turned out to be evil.
But that wasn't Yakub's intentions, according to the story. Like, he knew what he was doing. He told his uncle, "Listen, I'm gonna make Dracula. I ain't making Frankenstein. I'm making somebody who's gonna really go out there and cause evil, and he's gonna rule you."
That's what he did.
Right. So now, if those were your intentions, if you're, because even his, according to the story, as the brother pointed out, even because I had, we kept going over the words. Like I said, we comb things out, right?
Yes.
Comb things out. So we got the wording. So we got his uncle even took that to be. So what are you gonna do? Call the people who? So his uncle looked at it as a diabolical thing. Like, yo, all you're going to do is just screw stuff up. You're going to create a guy or a human being or population to just kill.
To be opposite of the original people.
Right. So now how would those, so knowing that he was going to create Draculas, bloodsuckers, to kill the black man, that's the part we disagree with. How would that be called holy? Because that's like, I will give you a quick one. That's like, real quick, like, okay, white folks would justify, like, they would say necessary evils. They would say, yo, we had to colonize, we had to enslave, we had to do these things so we could end up being where we're at now. It was a necessary evil. And they would look at it like, this is why they don't really apologize. They'd be like, hey, man, it is what it is. Like, yo, and we're not taking it back. It was holy. So Eddie Murphy be like, evil is good in Vampire of Brooklyn. So Yakub would be like Vampire in Brooklyn. Evil is good.
You sounded like him too. I just watched that movie yesterday.
Oh man, I watched that thing over and over, especially that church part. That was hilarious.
But like I said, Yakub was not an evil man. He did what he was supposed to do.
I got you. Now, brother. Okay.
Now, I don't like who he made. I'm just saying.
Hey, look. Now, here's another angle. I'm going to put it this way. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of crazy, bugged out white gamers. And I'm advertising for, like, I'm like, yo, man, the mass shootings, man, it's whatever. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. Now, I ain't doing it, but I'm putting a battery in their backs.
Right.
They go out there and do it. I'm just telling you, the average person is going to say I'm evil.
Well, after Yakub made them, and they came back amongst the original people, they started causing trouble. They started telling lies. They started, tricking the black people to fight and kill one another. And then they were banished.
Right.
Black people, the soldiers rounded up all that they could find. They didn't find them all. Because black people fell in love with some of them. So they hid some of them. But all the ones that they could find, they ran them up and to the Caucasus Mountains, where they lost 2,000 years. They became savage over those 2,000 years. And then Moses was sent to them, and he taught them what they needed to know to come back and take over the world, because that's when they took it over. When they came out of the Caucasus Mountains. That's why the wisest of white people love Moses, because Moses raised them up, and Moses taught them the forgotten technology that Yakub taught. They forgot when they became savage. I mean, they still savage, but I'm talking about a different kind of savage.
So, but so savage don't necessarily mean evil. Savages mean like not modern. It means like your hair.
Yes, it means not taking care of yourself and just not, having knowledge of yourself. That's a savage.
Yeah.
You're living a beast life. That don't mean you evil.
Right. So I noticed that during the process, we're reading the story and like we even change readers just so nobody won't just skip over certain things. Sometimes when you're the main reader, you just want to get it over with. So you ain't even trying to pronounce things correctly after a while. So anyway, when we read over what was going on in the island of Patmos, we noticed that it was a teaching. Like Yakub taught his laborers, or I'm gonna say the doctors and nurses and things like that.
Yes, sir.
Ministers, and then the ministers taught the other laborers to keep this process going. So when they had a ready-made devil, what stood out to me was they had literature with them to like a doctrine.
Yes, sir.
So they could always be evil, and even when they was sent back to Mecca to cause havoc and have the original people turn on each other, when the king rounded them up, he also rounded up their literature. Right, because that's what it said. It said they rounded him up with it, and he took his literature and kept it with him. So we see that, like these guys believe in like a literature of kill and destroy and all that type of stuff. So they had the instructions that I would have, like I said, the analogy I gave. If I'm in those white crazy gaming chats and I'm giving instructions, putting batteries in people's back, educating them to do the wrong thing, like a mass chaotic event, that would be seen as the same way, because they have instructions to carry out something wicked, evil, and senseless. And when you do that, not only will they get in trouble, but the mafia leader also is going to be in trouble. The head dude in charge is, the conspirator. He's going to probably serve the most time.
Right? But Yakub was written about before he was born. So when Yakub was born, those that were present knew who he was and what his job was. And they knew they had to let him complete his task. Because when the original people write history, it must be fulfilled. So Yakub didn't just be born. He accepted who he was as he grew into himself. He was wise as a child. They say when he was 6, he knew what his work was,
right?
What he had to do. So he was written about before he came here. So even when he was locked up, the king knew who he was, and he said, I'm going to let you do what you have to do. The same way when Elijah Muhammad was locked up. And that same devil, who Yakub made, knew who he was. And they didn't kill him because they knew they weren't allowed to. They said, we got your people so messed up, you won't be able to make them Muslims. But they knew that he was coming. They knew he was written about.
Right.
I'm talking about the jailers here in America. So the same way they knew who he was, those back in Yakub's time knew who he was. And they had to let him do his work. Now, whether or not we see it's holy or evil is based on how we see things. I say it's holy because he was written about before time, and the job had to take place because the gods wanted to put the original man under stress for a period of time. The time expired. Now Yakub's people is going to be removed.
Yeah. So I don't have an issue with the story or the prophecy and what had to happen, right?
I'm not taking issue with you, brother. I'm just trying to explain it to you as best I can.
No, it makes sense. Right? Like when you explain it, it makes sense. Like you help me understand the purpose, right? And so now, again, I know the purpose. It's a divine will. You know that was he had to do it. He had to carry out this.
Put the original man under stress because there was no. I mean, I'm not going to say it was. They didn't have problems because he was in jail, right?
Yeah.
So they was having problems, and we know that there were original people who did fight because there was Buddhism 35,000 years ago. And it wasn't no white people around 35,000 years ago, and the Buddhists and the Muslims didn't get along. So it was turmoil, but it was another people that was supposed to come and make it worse.
Right, because I was going to say, like, let's say if the Buddhists had a beef with each other, whether it's, you know what I mean, whether it might have even been goofy, but at least we could, like, no matter how goofy, it's almost like a street fight, right? When we see a street fight, it could be about a girl, about drugs, it could be about disrespect, it could be about money. Once we learn why they fought, we know why they fought. Now, is it still petty, immature? Yes, but at least like they're not crazy. They both engaged with each other over, they agreed to a reason.
Right, a change of philosophies. Right.
So if they war back in those days, 35,000 years ago, I'm sure in their mind it was justified. But what Yakub people did, again, like they just turned up. Like, these guys,
they did, but they destroyed every civilization, and it started approximately 4,000 years ago. Yeah. Remember when you were in school and you had ancient history and they talk about Mesopotamia being destroyed and Indo-Eurasia?
Yeah.
Well, that's the original people, and the people doing the destroying, that was the white man.
Right.
Many different tribes, Alexander the Great, whoever, all those different tribes, but they all came down and they just started to raise havoc, just destroy. Okay. And they did their job.
Yeah. They did a hell of a job. So this is the last thing on that, and we can move to another part of the story. So this last thing on that, just a thought, to leave you with, and you could respond. So Yakub's work was holy. Then his work carried out his holy instructions in a holy, perfect way. I would just see his work as a part of his work will be part of that holiness. So
I don't see anything wrong with your thought. It's nothing wrong with thinking like that. Like I say, I call it holy. I call it holy because it was written about by gods thousands of years before he came, that it was to be a disruption in that cycle, in the cycle we live in, this 25,000 year cycle. Yakub was to start his work in the year 9,000, and it was to go to the year 15,000. So we're in the year 15,000. We're in those years now.
Right.
So it's probably 15,000. We're in the year 15,108, something like that, or 107, one of those. So in this cycle, now the white man's world has expired as far as his time. Of course, he's still here, but they won't be here long. Now, I don't know how long it'll be before they go or they're out of power, but we are in a time when that power is being broken. And we've been seeing it since 1914. Although his world coming down is just akin to a person having cancer. You don't see it in the beginning. But at the end, you begin to get sick. And when you finally go to get checked up because you've been in denial, now it's too bad. It didn't spread all through your body and it's going to take you out. Well, the same thing is happening with their world. Even though we're preach against them and they see us every day, they don't realize their world is being destroyed in degrees. So it's happening day by day, week by week, month by month, and year by year.
You know, it'd be dope. It'd be dope if like there was like a good Yakub, like if there was another like guy who you know was around and he was born, he created something, people or something to get rid of Yakub. You know, ready-made devils. That would be dope. If somebody there was like the anti-Yakub came.
Yeah. Well, that's what Elijah Muhammad is.
All right.
His job is to change the minds of the people one by one. See, once you change the minds of the people, evil can't stand. But it's a hard job changing the minds of the people because the devil ain't no chump. He ain't no punk and he ain't stupid. He's very wise. And it looks like we ain't making no progress.
Right.
It looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. The first person who make an anime movie on Yakub gonna make a lot of money.
Right, yes, sir.
That's an interesting story. I seen like I think what the Boondocks did a little skit, and that was dope.
Yeah, yes it was. Yes it was. There's an old movie in the 70s about Master Fard Muhammad.
Really?
Yeah, but I never saw it, but I heard about it.
Okay, wow.
I looked for it. I couldn't find it. But see, they know about Yakub. They don't want to write that. They don't want to make that book. They don't want to do that story. And Yakub is in the Bible. They know that story.
Where in the Bible?
Let me find it for you.
No, you ain't gotta do that. You know, I'm saying like Old Testament, New Testament.
It's in the Old Testament.
Okay. Yeah, nah, you don't gotta do none of that extra stuff.
I'm gonna find it so you can read it for yourself.
Okay.
I'll just tell you where it's at.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to see it until, you'll be able to see it now, because when you read it, you know enough about Yakub that although it's in symbolic language, you can sit back in your chair and say, damn, it's been in my face all this time and I never saw it. But it's not that we're slow. We can't know unless somebody show us.
That's dope. Is it in the Quran too?
Yes, sir.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check that out.
Okay. It's in Genesis. And it's in chapter 30, Genesis 30. And when you read down, you start at Genesis 30:30, and you just read, you'll see it. Okay. You read all the way down to 41 or 42 or 30, just read 30.
Hey, peace. Tonight's show is sponsored by The Watcher. He sent a little, Cash App donation. So definitely got to do a show. Hey, I see people been in and out. So I'm outside, but I'm gonna go inside. I gotta eat. I haven't eaten all day. You dig? I know my body. I know I could like, you know, push it off to 9 o'clock. But I didn't do it on purpose, by the way. It just the way it turned out. But yeah. So I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna have to go in the house. I gotta be quiet. I don't want to wake up. You know who? So I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit, and I'm gonna be talking little. You know what I mean? What they say, how they say it in the school, they say in a damn indoor volume. I think indoor voice. There you go. I'm gonna use my school indoor voice once I go in the house. All right. So what are we looking at? We're looking at somebody, right? We're looking at a face. Who is this guy?
Here's Abdosh McKenzie. We'll go over real quick. He was.
If it's too low, let me know. I'll turn up a little bit. But again, I'm going inside, so I'm not going to be able to be as loud as I can be. I'm gonna tone it down a little bit.
Selling fentanyl pills. McKenzie, we'll go over real quick. He was selling fentanyl pills. He would tell us that in the undercover operations, I operate in mysterious ways so the cops can't catch me. Newsflash, it wasn't so mysterious.
Shots.
He got his first job in 9 years recently at KFC.
First
Kentucky
job.
Fried Chicken.
Wow.
Do you know why?
Nah, tell us.
He was proud of that $200 he made that week. Now he's a major drug smuggler.
Wow.
Why did he do that?
What happened?
Well, he was jammed up in a custody dispute, and he had to show the judge that he had a legitimate job. Otherwise, where did the money come from?
Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so he look at these goofballs. Dude, KFC though. Like, come on, man. $20 a week. You're gonna tell the IRS or the FBI or the state and local police, yo, this is where your income comes from. This is how you maintain an apartment. Got a Beamer outside. Come on, man. Stop being stupid. Yo, we gotta stop being stupid. But, you know.
But he is a businessman, because then he would pay his co-workers with dope to prep his workstation at work. But he's an ethical KFC guy, because my guys ask him, can we have the recipe for the Kentucky Fried Chicken? He wouldn't give it up.
And it was a boss
if he had it.
Paying his cooker.
But this guy was scamming the system the whole way.
Nah, I wouldn't call that scamming.
Then there's Demarcus Jefferson. He's another local kingpin of the operation. His brother is the one at only 25 years of age died of a drug overdose. Ladies and gentlemen, let me underscore once again. I can't understand how in the world Demarcus could peddle poison to people when his family suffered such a loss as their 25-year-old.
Yeah, so that's the difference between us and so-called them. Stop comparing us, because we only sell poison to each other, okay? We only rob each other. We only oppress. We only murder each other. Other people, red line, oppress, people different than them, right? They don't look anything like them. It's usually us. So we recognize we're weak. The whole world takes advantage of us. So when it's our time to take advantage of somebody, guess who we pick? Us, right? That's the problem. That's the difference.
Kid brother. But there are people dying every day across this country because of drug.
People die every day, B.
Drug overdoses and drug abuse. And yet we continue to try to downplay it as nonviolent.
Oh, by the way, if you don't have nutmeg in your house, don't ever invite people over to eat. You know nothing about satisfying your guests with a valuable palate, such as myself. Clear my throat.
Low-level drugs. You'll hear me say that a lot. The next person that tells you that, ask them if they're out of their mind or if they're on drugs, because it's dangerous. Now, along the way, just before the investigation, here's Demarcus Jefferson's vehicle as he was intoxicated and drove through the front of a store. Some of the local news stations covered this.
Nigga drove through the store.
But what did he have with him when he drove into the front of the store?
No. What? Don't say he had product. Please don't say he was dirty. He ain't that stupid. Yo, he ain't that stupid.
Wow. But what did he have with him when he drove into the front of the store while impaired? He had drugs.
Oh my God.
Because he made phone calls, and we have videos from the store of people running up with masks on, going into the trunk, and taking items out of the trunk before law enforcement arrived.
Wow.
Demarcus is also involved in violent crashes. Then there's Nathaniel Jefferson, another one of the family members. In April 2021, we and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement charged him with armed trafficking in methamphetamine.
Wow.
While, let me say this clearly, I don't want you to miss it. While out on bond, he was trafficking more methamphetamine.
I don't blame him.
Did you hear what I told?
Yeah, I heard you.
Let me
and
say
guess what? I don't blame him. He already going down. You dig? Why not just go all the way out? I don't blame him.
That again. So you want to hear it clearly. I don't want to stutter. In April, we arrested him with FDLE on armed trafficking of meth. He bonded out and was trafficking in meth.
Okay.
And then we heard him on the Intercept saying, my attorney wants me to help. He wants me to cooperate.
Uh-oh.
He wants me to give substantial assistance. He bragged, how can I do that? I'm the head of my organization.
Oh my God.
How can I help?
Oh my
Well,
God.
we're going to help Antonio Jefferson. We're going to help him to the state prison.
So these guys on a wiretap, excuse me, eating. I hate eating and talking. I hate when people do it. And I'm doing it. I'm starving. The wiretap, these dudes are telling on themselves. Now, how you gonna act like you ain't the boss now, Nino Brown?
For a very long time. I hope help him to the help. Well, we're going to help Antonio Jefferson. We're going to help him to the state prison for a very long time. I hope his attorney got paid in advance. Then there's Nathaniel Carr. He was federally indicted for robbery from home invasions robberies where he portrayed himself as a law enforcement officer.
Oh my God.
Where he was kicking in doors throughout Central Florida. He's in custody. But we also have him for conspiracy to traffic in methamphetamine that occurred before he was arrested for his robbery arrest. He resided in Lakeland. He currently resides in federal lockup. Then there's Vicente Basanta. He's here from Venezuela with political asylum. Did you hear that? He is here with political asylum. Apparently his ex-wife, who's not with him anymore and is not here, was a news reporter for the opposing party in Venezuela. So when the new party came in, she was scared, and guess what? He fled to the United States. Does he appreciate the United States? Oh no, he doesn't appreciate the United States.
Oh.
He comes here to traffic in drugs.
No, he appreciates
And
it.
what you have here is
Nowhere else.
a Bible case. You see?
All right.
People recognize these as Bible cases.
Okay, what about it?
But what did Vicente do? He carried his drugs
You damn right.
in these Bible cases.
Paul did it. Apostle Paul did it.
Now,
No,
how
I'm joking.
much more low down can you get? So we give political asylum to a guy from Venezuela
He's an
to
atheist.
come to this country to traffic in drugs and hide it in Bible cases. What the heck?
You're just Scientology.
I'm
Don't care
certain there
about it.
must be some other words for him beside what I've said, but they probably wouldn't be appropriate. Oh, he was trafficking in cocaine. He's still here legally on asylum. I say we send him back.
I agree.
This is Clay Bryan. Now, this is interesting. To tell you how this international operation goes, Clay pulls up at the racetrack gas station in Eagle Lake, and he leaves the car running.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear what I said? He left the car running. Why he
Listen, if I ever turn to life of crime, I'm going to involve all y'all in the chat. I don't want no dumb people with criminal records, stupid like him and the other guy, drunk. I want smart people in my operation. I don't want no dumb criminals. I want people who are not criminals who I got to convince to take advantage of this great opportunity. It comes once in a lifetime, like the Ocean's 11. I don't want to do a crime. If I ever going to be that low and idiotic and retarded to do a heist, I don't want to do it with dumb niggas. I'm going to convince working people to get down with me. You dig?
ran into the store. Was he only going to be gone a short time?
Wait, what?
He ran it. Did you hear what I said? He left the car running. Why he ran into the store. Was he only going to be gone a short time? Voila. 3 juveniles from the area steal his car.
Oh my God, no.
And all of a sudden they're wrapped up in an international drug smuggling operation.
Wow.
When they steal the guard of the stash house's vehicle,
wow,
which had a pound of meth in it. But being the enterprising young men that they were, not knowing they were in with some really bad dudes, they found the meth.
Uh-oh.
But did they decide, let's abandon our stolen car and our meth? No. Then they talked about, hey, I'm going to sell this meth and make some real money.
White boys.
That's right. So these little dudes
Super
not
predator.
only ripped
Not
off
little
a
dude, super
major
predator.
international drug smuggling operation, then they were going to sell the dope to make a profit. Well, they all got arrested. But it's funny how there's twists and turns because they did us a favor by stealing that car that day. All of that led us back to Clay Bryan, and we seized an additional 24 pounds of meth.
Wow.
And it all started because they stole the car that Clay was operating.
This got to be the goofiest, yo. There's no way they could be charged with RICO because they're too stupid. RICO is like smart, organized criminals. These guys are too stupid to ever be charged with RICO. Most dysfunctional organized crime, but the criminals ever seen.
Thank you, you little criminals. Raspers. Then there's Domonte Munson. He's known as D-Money.
This spaghetti is
He's a local
good,
rapper.
Man.
He was a mastermind. He was one that
I'm
really
the best
put
at
together
spaghetti.
the trips from the LAX to Florida. But here's the neat thing about DeMonte. He would go through the community. He would provide fireworks on the holidays. He would have Christmas giveaways.
Okay. Good,
He would
good
provide
man.
Easter egg hunts. You see, he was the good guy in the community, made the money, shared it with the kids.
I respect that.
You know, he was grooming himself as a
Santa Claus, but I respect him more than these goofy niggas in the conscious community. Could they actually preach positivity, righteousness, revolutionary talk, and they don't even do that. He a drug dealer. He never pledged that he gonna give back like Robin Hood and save the kids and Illuminati, and he ain't never do that. That was just on his heart. That's just the type of guy who he is. You dig?
A community charitable contributor for the underprivileged. The whole time he's doing it was smuggled and trafficked drug money.
They're the only ones who actually do it.
He had an associate, Samuel Javaris. Samuel Javaris got a legitimate Georgia driver's license with a false name on it.
Wow.
And he
Good.
booked the flights. He utilized the false names. It worked.
Of
He had a
course.
robbery warrant and a VOP for battery on a law enforcement that was
Damn.
10 years old.
My man Gully.
We couldn't find him. He had taken on a new identity successfully.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a friend with him, Aldrea McPherson. You see, he's big time. He had a home in Fresno and a home in Davenport, and he moved the drugs. And when we went to stop them so that we could serve the search warrant, Aldrea called children who she had access to and told them, hide the dope.
Wow.
Little kids, hide the dope.
Wow. All those kids done.
Are you kidding me?
Hopefully not.
So what did they do with their money? They bought gold, lots of gold. This won't even fit over my head like the last one, so I'll just hold it up. $36,000 worth of gold.
And it was making money.
So they're
But
providing-
unfortunately, he and the KFC guy appear to be smart criminals, but they're in bed with a bunch of stupid, dumb niggas.
things for kids in the neighborhood. They're buying gold. They're telling their family and friends about how successful they are.
And he was successful.
And the whole time they're peddling poison to your kids.
Not they selling meth.
I want
Going
to
to
turn
your kids.
the podium over to Brian Haas.
Nah, I disagree with that one. If they're selling meth, they're selling to your kids. That's why your kids stole the car and started to sell meth them damn selves. Nah, they selling to your kids, my boy.
Our state attorney, who is simply, as I've said before, the very best. There's not enough positive words to say because our state attorney's office is game on about
That food was good.
how do we protect the people in the community? How do we keep people safe? And when we suggest these long, very difficult, complicated cases that some prosecutors across the state and nation want to run from because of their complexity, our state attorney and his team run to those cases in order to protect the community. Mr. Haas.
That food was good.
Thank you, Sheriff. I'm very thankful to have been able to be a part of this investigation from the very beginning and understand all the complexities and all the work that went into this. I think that these cases show how our communities are all tied, not just here within our county, but across.
All right, actually on that, let's show some super predators.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's a shame that Brownsville should have to be like Somalia, man. With 50 Cent, you could literally, you could feed a nigga because that's the beginning of something. You understand what I'm saying? And niggas ain't fortunate to have the beginning of anything. We always get the end, the scrap.
And all they know is that gang mentality. All they know is that foster care mentality, which is an institutionalized kind of mentality. If you are a disenfranchised young man or young woman, coming out of an institution, coming out of prison, there is some hope, and there are programs that can help you. So we're working
Right.
with you.
If you
So stop lying, my boy. There's programs out there. You chose your direction, left or right. You chose left. Okay, you didn't choose right. There's stuff out there, my boy. You're old as hell lying. So he's supposed to be a big shot with the Bloods in Brownsville.
from out of town and you coming to Brownsville, man, you gotta stay on your tippy toes, man. You gotta stay up and ready at all times because brothers is looking for a come up. And if you smell and look like a come up, you're bound to get come up on.
Yeah, super predator is gonna get up on you. I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah. Welcome to my motherfucking hood. That's what's popping off.
Thank God.
Come on then. My mans will be back. You know, we get ready to roll something, blow something. Part of the crib.
Please don't have your crib looking like Coming to America and you know, incriminate yourself. Come on, dude. You ain't that stupid.
He invited us to come and experience one of he and his crew's average but wild out nights in the heart of Brownsville.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
On nights like these, Mukasey keeps the Mossberg 12-gauge pump-action shotgun handy in case of emergency.
Look at, and this is New York, right? Guns are illegal at this time. Look at that shit. Mossberg on them. If they had stopped, if they were still, stop and frisk still there, but they stopped, it's inactive, right? Just like jaywalking is inactive. Do you think if stop and frisk was active, he'll have that Mossberg on him? No, right? No, probably not, okay? Because he's definitely in the hot zone. He's in the projects.
Unfortunately, for the neighbors, Mukasey and his crew wilding out often keeps them up until the wee hours of the morning. But no matter how angry they get, they are both outnumbered and outgunned by Louis and his crew of roughnecks.
No, so he came outside. This is a real man, right? And he not even part of the conscious community. He's not a Panther, he's not a Moor, he none of that shit. He's just a neighbor who is fed up with these super predators. He came out by himself, and he's talking. Y'all niggas just got them guns and dogs. In other words, y'all can't see me without that. I'll beat the hell out you, man. You put those guns and dogs up and just see me man to man. Watch what I do to you.
Either way, late night beef and random pit fights are regular occurrences that most of the locals in these projects have gotten used to.
Yeah, that dog on the left scared.
Especially since side betting on dog fights is a breadwinner for many of the young hustlers out there.
Tell DMX to bring his dog. Tell him to bring the biscuit. Tell him come to Brownsville and ask for biscuit. When you in my hood now, dog, you know how we do this. You know what's going down. A lot of dogs, a lot of fucking guns, and we all got a dog. It's a fucking H in this.
Y'all got it. Y'all super predators. Thanks for confirming it.
Understand what's happening. Yeah.
Although tonight is not a legit.
And yo, let's be fair, be honest. These black youth that Hillary Clinton was speaking about, that got the black community fake up in arms. Okay. Who were these young youth gang member attacking or being violent against? Were these gang members being violent against white society? I just thought about it earlier. Were they being violent against Little China, the Hispanics? Hillary Clinton, when she said what she said, she was addressing black on black crime. Stop and frisk was about black on black crime. 94 crime bill was about black on black crime. None of these bills were about black on white crime. All was, so what does that mean? That mean, because you know, Chicago, what? There's nothing over there. Like, what laws passed were they aggressive? Nothing. That's because, you see, 94 crime bill, stop and frisk, this was local leaders in the city, black people calling for this type of plan of action, like law and order, right? They were calling for law and order. Black people. Chicago, evidently, black people ain't stepping up. So white folks are like, yo, oh well, that's your problem. As long as you stay there, that's your problem. Nobody's speaking out. Nobody's complaining. So early in this video, you'll see this sister right here. She's part of an outreach that speaks out. And so where we at? 39? Okay. So she's part of an outreach, and this pastor right here.
Come together, they have decided that they no longer want their young men and their young women selling drugs on the corner, but yet give them opportunities and yet be whistleblowers so we can take the bad elements out of Brownsville.
I mean, first of all, you know, and these niggas out here, I mean, you know,
it's corner. They have
Did I miss it?
what people are looking
Okay, no.
Yeah,
I did miss
it. Okay.
So you see, you got
churches, so therefore, when pastors,
you got people out here speaking against this type of shit, right? And this when you speak it out against it, it bring about stiff laws. Black folks had enough. That neighbor that came outside that risked his life, you think he cared about the niggas getting stopped and frisked? Racial profile? Hell no. He like, whatever it takes, get these niggas in behind bars. My life is hell. I can't sleep. I can't go to work on time. Put these niggas under the cage, man. Replace these brothers with the Hispanics that's in those cages. Replace them. That's the neighbor. The neighbor, like, yo, gentrify this, whatever you gotta do. Get these Negroes out of the hood. For y'all who lived in, you know, this is up north. So I don't know how it is in Georgia, but it's very tight up here. So a nuisance when people are, you know, ill behaving and they're not, you know, they outside making a lot of noise. We're congested up here. So they can damn near cause 6 houses to go without rest, to be unrest, right? That this little group shit they doing, about 30 people probably, because they like in the projects, it's even worse. About 30 people is oppressed and can't get sleep by their little antics, about 30 people. So I don't know about Georgia, California. I can't relate. So this is why 30 people like, nah, yo, something got to be done. We don't give a damn what it is. Get them niggas get them brothers off the street. Okay.
Pastors and reverends and community organizations come together, they have decided that they no longer want their young men and their young women selling drugs on the corner, but yet give them opportunities and yet be whistleblowers so we can take the bad elements out.
Although tonight is not a legitimate fight for any of the dogs, sometimes breeders will bring out young dogs to test their killer instinct and get them accustomed to the blood sport. Many of them are willing to fight at all. Other dogs, however, are more thirsty for battle.
They putting their hands out of the dog's teeth. The black dog don't fight no more. He got it by the neck. He said, you told DMX bring his dog, but your dog getting beat up.
When niggas let a plot for change, dot the range. Cheese came to stop the game. I rock wooden them frames, cock, wooden them grains, hot burners with the wooden handling things. I spit it for all the killers taking paper harvest, for the dogs that slump niggas and leave them in the garbage. This life is retarded.
Whether it be through rap, sport, or crime, most of the brothers out here are just looking for.
I can't, man. What a
rap, sport, or crime, most of the brothers out here are just looking for.
What do you say? Audio went out. Damn.
We gonna keep it real with the hammers, we gonna keep it with the hands, pal. We do it all day out here, shit is real in the field. Fuck these faggot ass niggas that's still out here. We bury them all.
Stole his ass like running his mouth.
You just gotta stay tuned to this shit. See this funny shit? keep it real with the hammers, who gon' keep it with the hands, punk? We do it all day out here, shit is real in the field. Fuck these faggot ass niggas that's still out here. We bury them all.
40. Wait, let me see the fight.
Just a few minutes after all the mayhem sparked, a gunfight between Mukasey's crew and a rival gang erupted. Luckily, no one was killed.
Now, these guys, keep in mind, they got guns in New York. Up here, we don't have a self-defense gun law at all. Zero. Not in your home, nowhere. So why they got guns?
Months after we first visited Lucchese out in Brownsville, he was ambushed by rival hustlers, one of whom snuck up and shot him 4 times with a .357. Angry and in intense pain, he spoke with us the night he was released from the hospital.
This is my first day home, man. They kicked me out the hospital last night, man. Shit, we in there giving them hell, man. You know, just doing what we do, man. Just not willing to accept anything.
Super predator. Ran up on them. Again, like she said, no conscience, no empathy, no love, pure self-hatred, thirsty for blood. Shot him 4 times with .357.
Hey, hold on a second, man. I'm trying to make sure you're all right. And why you spending money? Why you spending your own money when you could be spending my money?
A brief moment with his grandmother shows a more sensitive Lucchese than we had ever seen before.
I got it. I'm telling you now. It might not always be here. I love you too.
That's his grandmother he's giving his grandmother crack money. Okay, so don't talk to me about, you know what I mean? They condone this out here taking crack money.
Sleep with angels.
These are angels.
Since y'all
Mother
relaxed with me, man. The hood is changing seriously right now, you know what I'm talking about? Niggas ain't eating, niggas ain't really breathing, man. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sacrificing, man. I'm biting bullets for these motherfuckers wearing bags, you know what I'm talking about? So I guess the only thing that's changed, man, is maybe these 4 hot-ass slugs I got sitting in my fucking body. You know what I'm talking about? Due to some hating. But you know, they can't see it. They can't stand to see a young nigga make it, you know what I'm talking about?
Make it.
Because I keep it G'd up from my feet up, you know what I'm saying? For real. Oh, man, what happened to them kids? Niggas just try to hit me up. Nah, niggas ain't try to hit me up. A nigga hit me up, man, over some bread, you know what I'm talking about? Over some long paper. Niggas just can't really see me take it in the hood, you know what I'm talking about? Because I take it in the hood and I give it right back to the hood, you know what I'm talking about? For real, niggas don't really understand what you doing, man. What you doing, why you do it, you know what I'm talking about?
Hey, yo, this is, you're listening to Brooklyn Magic. The gift of the, what they say, the gift of the, what they say, gibberish, what's the they be saying? But this is the Brooklyn talk, right? He's from Brownsville, it's polite, claims he's from the same spot. Listen to him talk. This is the gibberish that they say New Yorkers got. Just slick talkers, just a whole bunch of pimp bullshit.
Nigga hit me up, man, over some bread, you know what I'm talking about? Over some long paper, niggas just can't really see me take it in the hood, you know what I'm talking about? Because I take it in the hood and I give it right back to the hood.
Now,
you know?
he ain't making any sense. If he was to write this down on a piece of paper, it'd be the most retarded paragraph you ever read in your life.
Talking about? For real, niggas don't really understand what you doing, man. What you doing, why you do it. You know what I'm talking about? So shit, man, we just into some bigger things than niggas is really into comprehending, man. Niggas can't really understand why we do the things that we do, man. You understand what I'm saying? Nah, I don't even think it was being C, man. I think it was more green, man. Nah, it was niggas from the hood. You already know, you know what I'm saying? Shit, a nigga shall remain nameless right now, for real. Cause you know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna tell him on you, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna have to be me one way or the other. You heard me? You gonna have to be me one way or the other. If you scan around, man, you see the goons there. I keep the goons with me. You know what I'm talking about? But I gotta get in the cut for right now, my nigga, cause my body beat up, my dude. You heard? Pins in my hip, staples in my stomach. I got a little baggy bag, man. I gotta nurse my body back, man. You know what I'm saying? And what I would tell kids that don't want to fall into this fate, man, get into a power greater. You understand what I'm saying? They say it gets greater later, but get into something that's gonna save you.
Now, the reason why he's talking like this, because he's not 13, 18, 19. I'm pretty sure he's about 28 or older, okay? So he, you know what I mean? It looked like he has a consciousness, but those, what I played earlier, those drillers that just eat and sleep blood, yeah, different ball game dealing with those 13 and 19. They ain't talking like this.
I'm saying they say it gets greater later, but get into something that's gonna save you now. You understand what I'm saying? Hey man, find some schooling, man, because this motherfucking money ain't for everybody, man. Every dollar ain't a good dollar. You know what I'm talking about? Leave it alone sometimes. Learn how to say no, man. Because the nigga show you how to say no, man, for real. In the worst way. You know what I'm talking about? Before you know it, man, your mom's crotched up over your casket. You know what I'm saying? Shit, learn how to say no to something, man. Every dollar ain't a good dollar. Or should I take revenge myself or leave it up to the higher power?
Ain't no higher power.
Hey, nigga, it's just certain shit I ain't gonna tell y'all motherfuckers on camera, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it G'd up with you, man. Respect some shit, man.
So apparently he knew the guys. Like they're not. He's a blood. What he's saying is that he don't believe it was Crip and blood related, right? He says it was paper related. Like they just trying to go after the money, right? He hustling maybe his location, maybe his clientele, maybe it's his plug, maybe his where he hustling at, his spot. So he actually know, like, you know, these people don't wear masks. You know, this ain't those days. So he know did it. That's why he's saying, like, he said, I ain't gonna, you know, report you to the police officers, have you do shit. I would have. And I had you do 15, 20 years. You know, nah, I'm instead either leave it to the higher power, which just doesn't exist, or I'm gonna seek revenge, either me or my crew.
Ultimately, Lou won't elaborate on camera whether or not he was going to seek revenge.
Oh damn! The volume out again. I think that's him right there. Yeah, man. Oh my God. Another fight? That's the same fight. Swing.
Just like with pit bulls, it doesn't take much to start a fight between them.
And, you know, the dude in white snuck him. And the dude don't want to fight. He's backing up. That's a pop your ass. So you already beat him up. You talking about shooting him.
Damn right, around these niggas, yo, man, it's thoroughbreds around here. No more gangsters and killers, man. Yo, anything bound to happen, you just gotta.
I know. That's why Hillary Clinton got sent for your ass. Nothing but gangsters and killers over there. Don't worry. Something's brewing.
Funny shit. Shit is real out here. This Beeville, nigga. We gonna keep it real with the hammers. We gonna keep it with the hands, pal. We do it all day out here. Shit is real in the field. Fuck these faggot ass niggas that's still out here.
Yeah? Who that now?
Just a few minutes after all the mayhem sparked, a gunfight between Casey's crew and a rival gang erupted. Luckily, months after we first visited Lucas.
Like you on this side it's red. Look, lady with a red shopping cart. You know what I'm saying? Down the block is blue. We on Blake and Mother Gaster. You take it down past Blake and Rockaway going into Chester. You get into the blue area.
DJ, the Gabber, not a compliment talking too much, telling secrets, gossiping, being rude or foul-mouthed,
Meanwhile,
talking rubbish,
half an hour
telling
away near
untruths, and
downtown
such like
Brooklyn and in the picturesque
DJ
shadows
from
of
West
the
Africa
Manhattan
P. He said, pull the
skyline,
internet.
we decided to confront council
Dice
member
Man.
Tracy L. Boylan
Thurman.
with some of Lucchese's questions.
I am Councilmember Tracy Boylan, and I represent
Okay, so I seen
the
some stuff
21st
already.
District of the City Council.
Although tonight is not a legitimate fight for any
All right, yeah, so this just repeating. Let me see if he got another one. Nah. Got a whole bunch of shorts though. All right, cool. All right. Wheezy. Okay. Hey, yo, did y'all know? Hold on. They had something called Gangsta and Tug out here, videos back in 2010. They used to go off. Like, yeah, man. Like, I appreciate these videos though, because it gives you a overall perspective what happens in other cities, among Black folks. But it's just sad. But it's interesting because when they go to the West Coast, right, it's interesting to see how they live over there because, they live in like, it looks like nice places, but it's supposed to be like hood. And so I get why they say in California, it might look like it's nice and coochie cream, but it's gangster. Like, so they don't have like the project dirty, litter, crack vials everywhere like we do out here, where like out here, it's not hard to know where not to go. We don't have nice areas where it's like gang like that. I mean, I'm sure it's ones in a blue moon, like, I'm sure once in blue moon you might have that. But overall, on the East Coast, it's very easy to spot the bad areas, gang activity, the hot zone. Just look at how dilapidated the place is, the litter, boarded up houses. Like it's easy. That's where the crime is at. But on the West Coast, they be nice apartments. I watched the hood vlogs. They be like, you'll never ever imagine there's banging hard, murder, super thugs in that area because it looks so nice. So it's interesting to see how, how crime is different, how the gangsters, the super thugs are the super, so what you call them? Yeah, the super predators are different, state to state, city to city. Very interesting. A lot of confused Negroes. All right, so off topic, did y'all know? I'm gonna get flagged for this one. Young Bird, people heard of him, but I didn't know he was Hitmaker. Like, yeah, you talking about reinventing yourself? Damn, he did a great job.
Take a look at this heart. It's the one I'm gonna use to love you.
All right, so hold on. So let me just show you. I love Math Papa's show. Let me show you who Young Bird is, in case y'all don't remember. So you see, slapped by Mano, chain stolen. So like his career was over because he was like being bullied, by rappers, trying to get clout off him. He a little dude, Young Bird. That's him. The big little dude. And that's his chain that got robbed. That chain right there, he got robbed. This is the guy, Trick talks robbing Young Bird, aka for his fake. Look at this.
He was like a little, he's just bumping his gums on some other shit with my cousin. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have nothing to do with like me. When that happened to him, bro, I was over there talking to his bodyguard.
Oh, really?
During his assault
I was having a conversation with his bodyguard because his.
All right. So anyway, it was bullying my boy. So look, someone else got his chain. So that's his chain floating around the internet. Ain't that crazy? Everybody that had Young Bird's chain. So everybody had his chain. Rocking. Ain't that sad? They beat him up. Look, he got slapped by Mano, right? So of course his rap career was over. But this is who he was before. I mean, no, I can't play this at 1 million. All right, but you see Jim Jones on here, Rich Boy. So he was out here doing it. And I didn't know. I'm watching the interview. I'm he's telling a story how they was bullying him and things like that. And but I didn't know he was Hitmaker. Like he became a producer. Look at this.
You can never get to a point where you can repair your relationship with your mother.
Yeah, I'm working on that right now. That's the next
step. That's him right here. So like he's a humble kid. Well, he's a grown man. We get to me a kid, looks wise. I'll say looks wise. But yeah, man, he really reinvented. I did not know this dude was Hitmaker. He really reinvented himself. Look at this. And he's way more successful. So going back what DJ Academic said when I played DJ Academic some while ago, he said, yo, stop getting to the rap game. There's no money. 90% of these guys are broke and living a fake life. He said there's other things you could do in the hip hop culture, make beats, manage, like he's named a whole bunch of things. Like he said, this is where the money's at. It's not in the rapping. Like these guys are just mascots, for the business. Where everybody else is making the money.
What's up? Good for you.
What was it like?
I gotta work on me first though.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't take accountability for that.
Right.
Like I'm fucked up. Like I gotta step back from this shit. Like I gotta step away. I gotta take 2-3 months away because it's just grind. That's why I'm looking forward to the rest of this year. Like, I done fucked this year up so much that I don't even gotta do another song for the rest of this year. Like I'm already in 2023. Like I'm already ahead of niggas, like for real. So I wanna take the rest of this year off damn near. I'm just bought me.
Are you gonna be able to?
I just bought, yeah, of course. I just bought the big dumb house from scratch in Miami, nigga. Yeah. Like, I just want to take a few months off and really like tap in and smell some roses and
so
sit back. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to
where
do
you
that.
Looking to get to spiritually inside? What you said?
I don't care about that.
This is just being so driven, people, because this music industry.
Be saying that all the time.
People start to identify you as cold. Like
the way he said it just now, most.
That's
how you should
people in your life won't
in. This is the first people ever guaranteed every day, and I understand now. I gotta do shit for me that's gonna make me look better, and some people are gonna go by the wayside.
That shit, man. Like my dog getting on, like my dog seeing a different level of life. You know what I'm saying? Like people being able to influence people. Like,
but as you can see, I watch a lot of stuff, man. Like, listen. When y'all see me watching vaccine videos and this and that, y'all be like, I'm biased. He's narrow-minded. He just over here. Yeah, y'all wouldn't believe all of the topics and discussions that I can be a part of. Y'all wouldn't believe, my portfolio, my research portfolio is pretty big. I can talk about a lot of. I could get serious. I could get goofy. I could talk battle rap. I could talk sports. I mean, just talk politics, just mention it. Like I could talk about a lot of stuff, man. Not too much. I can't really talk about, and it's not because I'm not doing this stuff to be that guy. I'm just naturally inquisitive. I am a journalist. Okay, actually, every American citizen is a journalist, but you get what I'm saying. Like I'm a journalist by heart. I'm very inquisitive. Coming back from the store. I seen a dude. Oh yeah, look. This is Rob Bourne. Like only Rob Bourne will probably know this. Anybody familiar with the culture? Wallaby Clarks. If you wear Wallaby Clarks and you have a so-called religion or a faith, I can guarantee what you are. All right, Rob Bourne is aware. He has to be. Him and Truth know about Wallaby Clarks, the sneakers, the shoes, whatever. Very comfortable. Matter of fact, so the dude had them on today at the store, and I looked down his feet. Oh, of course he's older. You're going to be older. You're not going to be a young guy. You're going to be you know, in your 40s, rocking Wallaby Clarks. So I looked down, I seen him like, oh shit. So he was leaving, Jamaican dude, he's leaving. So I was like, you got the Wallabies out here. Like, he's like, you already know. So, but the fact that I was able to point out what he had, like he know, I know, it's weird because he would have to be or some type of affiliation with the Nations of Gods of Earth. Cause like that was like pretty much their footwear. Wu-Tang Clan talked about it. Like that was a 5%er preferred footwear, the Wallaby Clarks. You could hear Ghostface on a skit talking about we're the blue and cream, you know, and they had the Wu-Tang Wallaby Clark. I want those still for sale. I'll definitely buy those. But Wallaby Clarks are cool, very comfortable. But the sole is like, I don't like gum, like a gum type sole. It's interesting. But they're very, very comfortable. I had a black and cream pair. Suede. It wasn't the leather ones. But anyway, but my point is like I'm very inquisitive. So I will ask people. I will hop in. Yo, listen. I will hop in conversations where they don't know me from a can of pink. They're talking. If I'm interested, I look. I don't care. They white, black, Chinese. If I like it, I come close and I'll just barge. Can I have this dance, sir? I just hop right in there. I'll be talking, and if I wanted to, I got friends right now. You can dig that fast. That's how easy it's for me to meet people. If I come to Arizona, I don't need a watcher always watching me, taking care of me. Nah. All you gotta do is show me where at least he goes. So I can know some spots where he goes. And I guarantee I'll take it from there. I will know as much people he know in that area, and his best friend might be my best friend. You did like that's how I move. All right. So anyway, let me stop that video. There's nothing more to see there. Okay, so let me just see where we're at right now. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna watch that later for myself. Let me just, okay, I got it. Here we go. Some more super predators. So this is the guy that's responsible for hood vlogs. Okay, he under 1 million subscribers. I thought well, his views are. This is more important. His views is more than his, subscription. That's cool. But I thought he was at 1 million already. But he definitely got the check, right? He be all over. He be Compton, Las Vegas, Arizona, Michigan, New Jersey. He be everywhere, bro. Alaska, Russia.
It's a beautiful day out here on the east side of Compton. I miss the lady. She's gonna show us her hood.
Right here in the Manors, we call them the projects. That's where I grew up at, 2208. I moved here.
Now look at their clean projects. That's why like people in the East Coast be laughing at like, and not in a mocking way, but more of a comic way. Like we laugh at what other states call projects. Like projects, man, that shit clean as hell.
2208, when I was 10 years old, I stayed with my auntie Joyce and my cousin Mercedes, and I used to beg them to go outside and thug with the homies. They really did try to keep me close, but the homies used to be outside having water fights, playing, going to parties, and I wanted to thug with the homies. So I used to make my way outside to thug with the homies. Remember my mama used to be telling me not to hang with y'all? We used to be lying, saying that I'll be back. Good big put-ons back there, good put-ons.
Yeah. The Gucci skirt.
From the network that
Did you
brought
have
you
a
Dark
Gucci
Side
skirt
of
on?
the Ring, now we're revealing the truth about your favorite comedians. Beyond the jokes.
I was angry.
Is a darker reality.
It was scary. He went full tilt.
Dark Side of Comedy.
So I got a new student tomorrow. They did a trial class Friday. They're going to join tomorrow. I got to wake up early there. I got the young kids, like really like 6, 7 years old. I think she's 5. I don't believe them, but she might be like 6. But I could have sworn you said she was like 5 going on 6. Little girl, very smart. Yeah, so she's at 11. I got another little girl that's at 12, also smart. Man, yeah, I wish, yeah, maybe I should record them, record it, because y'all won't believe how smart these little 5 and 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds are. That's why I'm a proponent of education. I wish Black folks, and some Black folks like the Watcher and other people, Amber with her boys, some people really value education for their kids, but like some of my friends do. But I wish more did, man. I wish more Black folks invested in their kids. You in my mind, you failed your kids when you don't give. You want to buy them. Yeah, I'm gonna give them what I never had. Nigga talking about materialistic shit. Women talking about materialistic. What? You never had an education. You never finished high school. Let him get a diploma. You gonna give him what he never had? A diploma. You never had diploma, bro. Come on, man. You never had a job. You dig? This stupid materialistic stuff that kids don't even care about, man. That'd be parents adopting them into this materialistic, world, but they can't afford it. Like, come on, man. Like, you know what job you got to work at? You know a career? You know how much your business got to bring in to afford that lifestyle you introduce your kid to at an early age? So they got to sell drugs. There's no way they can like work somewhere and afford that, man. Yeah, when the pandemic hit me and my business took a back seat, I tried to go into the working field. And y'all know, pharmaceutical company. But that's when you know how much money you're making. When I'm working and it can't really pay nothing other than like just bills. But like all the subscription, all the money, so I got myself into, that job couldn't pay for none of that. I'm like, damn. So I know like there's no, like, unless I go get a career, like a master's, like there's no job I can work at that can match like my business, the income it brought in. Like, no, I gotta go get a degree, something like that. Listen, we're talking about, now, X ain't wanna believe me at first. And this ain't the unbiased show, but I'm just letting you guys know, like, the sky's the limit. We're talking about $120 an hour. Unbiased is pulling in. $120 an hour. You heard me right. $120 an hour. So when I go to the field, I'm making $20 an hour. Of course, that shit can't pay for much. You dig? Like, this weekly check, I made it one day. Like, oh, it just like it was a humbling, depressive, experience. Like, damn, like I really can't do this work and shit. I really can't. Like, I financially can't do it and maintain what I got going. It can't do it. So, just let y'all know a little something. You know what I mean? A little something about me. But anyway, let's get back to what we getting into. I'm trying to get back there. So I'm far. Like my business, like I said, I'll probably get a fifth, if that. I'm saying a fifth of the income I make now of compared before the pandemic. I'll probably make a fifth of what I made now compared to then. So I got some new students coming. I believe September, October gonna be the turnaround finally. Because it's the first year where the state is actually open and the school year is gonna start. It's the first year, since the pandemic, I'm gonna be able to, and when I mean by first year, that there's no restrictions. Like, it's basically normal now. You can go where you go. There's no requirement for 6 feet, things like that. So we'll see. We'll see September. I'm getting new students, but it's nowhere near the rate it should be. But we'll see in September. I might be all the way back to watching. We'll see.
No, for real. Really was thugging at a youngin'.
Sure you did. You got a tattoo on your face.
I know. I just was talking shit the other day about it. Because I hate girls with tattoos on their face, but mine's is hard, right? Yeah, it looked like a little sideburn. I remember growing up in the Jacks, and me and Nico and Noonie and Butter Red, we used to thug. We had so much fun. We would do all type of shit, even walking to Whaley. Them niggas open the gates and let the dogs chase us to school. Just
Yeah, she got nice veneers though. This chick, whoever her boyfriend is, take care of her now. I don't want to prejudge her, but the way she looking and the way who she hang out with, she might be right. She might be hanging out with a guy involved in illegal activities. But when you got veneers in your mouth, you know you got paper.
shit.
That shit like $5,000 a tooth. You dig?
But shit, I learned a lot from them, and I really did appreciate them being here. Because when I say they helped me get through a lot of shit, they always had my back, no matter what. And I lost Nico. I want to say in 2012, I was 9 months pregnant, and I lost him. And before we even had a kid together, that was my dog. That was my homie. That was my friend. That was my heart. This right here is Nico, my daughter's father,
What
my
happened to
homie,
him?
my friend. This is my husband, Sam, man.
Nigga
He just
dead?
passed away.
She took a picture of this nigga in a casket. This ghetto hood rat. That's a
And
dead
this
body.
is my 2 dogs on this side, too. I always keep them with me. You was not from the east side of Compton.
That's everybody.
You ain't had no chili cheese fries from Louis. Everybody know that, huh, best friend? Hey, now, say now. Oh, I forgot your part. I'm sick. All right, don't do this part. How sick is you? You should have talked about this.
These hood rats look kind of decent, yeah? These hood rats look decent. They're not bad at all.
Chicken breast. Get light cheese. You don't need all that cheese.
If you ever go to Louis Burgers, if you don't get the chili cheese fries, get you a patty melt, a junior cheeseburger, make sure you get the peppers.
Chicken and
I'm
bacon,
telling you,
no
can't
one.
miss my burgers.
Okay, yeah, Louis. She had a Gucci belt. I know I seen something back there. Okay. Make that instant belt.
No, for real.
This shit was serious. It's still wicked.
My little yak, he used to stay right here in this unit. And him and my auntie Nikki, she always used to let us go up there, get a meal, whatever, somewhere to sleep, whatever we wanted to do. Right here, she had a 2-story unit, upstairs and downstairs, 3 rooms.
How many
You walk in, it's a large living room, big, wide kitchen. Upstairs, every room big, 2 bathrooms.
I just got 1 million views. Let me get out of there. All right, but that shit's Super Predators. This got 1 million views too. God damn. Oh, I gotta play Morris. Oh, this is gonna be funny. I gotta play this. All right, but first, let me go ahead and do this right here. Yeah, Sean had a good Sean and Kofi Pie side live. They had a good one. They had the African Americans against Africans, something like that. You know, like the beef.
This is Kate. She lives for Canary Yellow, hates long sleeves, and loves a sale. But you knew that because you.
Well, all I want to say is that to Kofi Pie side, what you want to do is you want to encourage a diverse setting, right? You don't want to shoot down the people who think different than you, right? You don't, because then you have a bunch of yes men. You want to allow people with different opinions. That don't, I ain't saying him. His chat was going crazy because of how one brother felt. It's like, yo, that's how he feels. Like, he ain't do the indigenous black man. He ain't go conspiracy theory. He's telling you why he don't rock with people from the motherland. You dig? You need to hear his pain and then address it. But they shooting the brother down. Like, all right, the dude ain't by himself. You dig? Like, his feelings is shared with other African Americans. Like, y'all don't watch, Turk Nasheed, the show. So it's a whole bunch of Black Americans that feel like that. So they was acting like my man was saying something like foreign. Like, dude, y'all don't watch Turk Nasheed show? There's a lot of Black Americans, African Americans who got who don't embrace Africans from the continent in any country. You dig? They don't feel like they need to build any alliance, nothing, with them. So I was kind of confused, like why they was acting like the brother was just speaking for himself. Like, nah, like he represent a loud voice. Hear him out and address his points, but chat want to kick him off, that's that mob shit. No, over here, you never know. I don't know what the watcher likes and doesn't like. I know a few things we talked about. Amber, like and dislike. Sometimes I be feel like Amber just got it for me. All right. I be feeling like if I say it, she's opposite. Whatever I say, but it's okay. I might be tripping. That might be my, paranoia, right? But that's how I be feeling sometimes. And I'm sure indigenous feel that way about me. Like, unbiased got it for me. It's like, nah, dude, I don't. It's just some shit you say, I just don't think it's all the way accurate.
An SMS built for e-commerce. Automated flows that drive exponential revenue. All your data in one place. Klaviyo.
Get back in the swim of things at Goldfish today.
Big SDs.
But it's really not hard to make a lot of money now per hour. See, but these type of discussions y'all don't want to have. Like, you know, if y'all have entrepreneurial visions or views, you know, holla at us. You know, some of us, what's the brother name? Truth Ministries. I know he's an entrepreneur. I think Indigenous got his own thing. The Watcher definitely got his going. You know, like, let's have that discussion. You know, talk to us and get some views, right? Get some opinions, get some experiences about LLCs and sole proprietorships and single member, multi-member. Like, we know this stuff. S Corp, C Corp, you know, registered agents, all that stuff. Articles of that I'm about to mix up the articles with the Constitution. Articles of faith, I think it is. But yeah, man. But yeah, and like we got ideas for y'all to build, you know, like a business plan, like a real one, you know, a realistic one, you know, because every business don't make a lot of money. So don't think because you're in business you're gonna be profitable. You might be breaking even. But some of us got ideas that help you become profitable, like marketing, soliciting clients, like certain schemes that we have that works. Like, you holler at me for that one. Like advertisement, yeah. Yeah, but it's not for everybody. Like, if you're not willing to jump off a bridge for your business, like you should stay employed somewhere. You know, but that's just a sidebar.
Big SDs. Philly P.
If some of us want to leave, can we leave? Or everybody's gonna get pulled over? If y'all want us to separate and we separate, then y'all gaffle everybody.
This is a documentary.
All right, so what the police officer did just now, again, I'm not an attorney. I can't legally represent none of y'all crazy fools. So this is just for entertainment. But I don't think that's actually legal for them to tell you that you got dispersed. Cause all it, you know, now these brothers don't know, so I won't get on them because the average American citizen doesn't know. They should have asked the officers, what is the crime? Because I don't believe they had to leave or disperse. Now, of course, they're gonna lie and say, you know, they're gonna make up a crime and say, like something like disturbing the peace, something like that, like one of those crimes. A disorderly conduct. They're gonna say something like that, but you need the officer to go on record to state the crime because he can't change it later. So if he says trespassing or loitering, then you explain to him what trespassing is or loitering is. If it ain't that, then you can't just say, okay, nah, it's just disorderly conduct. It's like, no. Now you're just reaching. And I got an issue with that. You know, my lawyer want to talk to you, you know, in court. Yeah, but I don't believe, right? I'm using belief here. Listen to my words. I don't believe they can make you disperse, okay? Look into it.
We stand for black people and we stand for our rights. Westside Abortion Pros.
All right, don't go with the we stand for rights. You don't know your rights, okay?
Y'all feel me? Got the Inglewood neighbors, got the Centerview, got everybody up in here. Yeah.
You already know we in the Dells now.
This the fire. This is my block right here. It's all the main heads that's from the West Coast. They all brought up other sections except for us. One of the ones that kind of broke, that was the bridge between Compton and Long Beach. That was us. That is us.
Yes, I don't have a problem with gangs, different gangs meeting up and build some type of truce, alliance, you dig, for peace, not to further oppress and terrorize their own neighborhood.
You know what I mean? This blood is sick, like you heard it said. We out here like that. Feel me? Whoa.
This neighborhood, it grew over time. It started out as just a super small neighborhood. You just had the park and you had houses. Over time.
Now, you already know, so my chain, I don't even gotta say my name. Any faith, any ops, you know I'm running all faiths. I
That's what get down stand for. This time right here, 2459 Mafia. Bracking to the fullest, you know what I'm saying? Barson and Bompton, always. It ain't no faking nothing. We love the West. Oh, this one girl came room from the past.
Right. So gang stuff. More gang stuff. Noah Farrakhan based in Mac. I'm gonna watch this later. Farrakhan, I think grandson or something like that. I'll watch that later. Safe in New Jersey though. Okay, so let me just do this last one.
I used to play manhunt in these projects on top of the elevator, jumping from one elevator to the next elevator. I just came home from prison from doing 39
Man,
years.
fire, God damn, yo, can you imagine having a fire this high in the air? God, just imagine having like a 9-month-old, like, you know, a 2-year-old or 6-year-old, you dig, this high. Come on, man, fire, and these, oh my God.
Yeah, so many things have changed in the times that I've been in prison.
Let me take you upstairs and show you how all these buildings is connected. The doors is unlocked. It's never locked.
It's gotta be New York.
Police was chasing us from 296
Or East Side.
298 real quick.
What is this?
And you could throw something in there, you know what I mean? And
Jacob
you just had that in the load.
projects. I don't know where they at. They gotta be New York. Building like that.
In the times that I've been in prison. This was the drug-infested neighborhood. All these buildings was abandoned. There was only like 5 buildings on this block alone. There's only one building still standing here that is the original building.
Yeah, it's New York.
This building right here.
No, it had to be.
Old warehouse. They've changed it to make it new. You could have opened that door. They said it was French door, but you can break through the fence, and you go out through there, through the back, and you come out on 10th Street. I used to fly birds on top of the roof with this old timer named Santos. This right here was the original projects, like the model, what the project was supposed to look like. Now they're taller, and a lot more people in there. This is PS64. It was a kind of rough school at the time. It was a lot of
asphalt now.
Oh boy.
And that's what matters.
Oh, roll it.
And listen, this is Baruch right here, so this is my aunt's building. So originally, I used to be on the 6th floor and the 7th floor. You feel me? We ain't gonna talk too crazy about it, but if you're from these projects, you know you've seen his face, you know what I'm saying? I used to be running in and out every floor. My aunt stayed on the 13th floor, but I used to have a girlfriend on the 6th floor, and then I had another girlfriend on the 7th floor, so I'm real popular in this building, man. But, you know, this is historical, man. It's a lot of older Puerto Rican writers that came from this neighborhood, actors, John Leguizamo, Changa, and Carlitos Way came out here, so this is opposite direction. A lot of the projects in New York got daycare, so if you're going to work and you're going to school and you got somebody to watch your kids and you live in a project, you can come around here downstairs, drop your kid off, but you got to be on time, because if you're not on time, they're going to make you spend that day at home with your mom and dad. So, you know, there's love out here, though. They definitely provide a service to the community so that we could, you know what I mean, prosper. It's just up to the people to take advantage of it.
Right.
Seeing how close we are to Reese.
Right, but y'all don't want to take advantage of it. I'm glad you said that.
All Lower East Side is a lot of projects. Sometimes you see big buildings like this and you think that these are projects, but these is actually like condos and privately owned. So to live in here, you gotta have a lot of money, but the ironic thing is Baruch is right there and then Pitt is right there, so they really in the middle of 2 projects. And they used to leave it open so we could walk through, but now they got these gates so that you can't even walk through.
Hell no, like, super predators walking through, and y'all buildings are gonna be falling next, okay? Don't think that those condos won't take y'all's projects, nigga.
If I want to get to my aunt's house and get some food over here, I gotta come around on Delancey.
Hell yeah,
But it
inconvenience
used to be
crazy.
like that. You used to be able to walk through the middle. And we about to get some food right now. About to go to a little spot. See right here?
Nice. Wait.
Here on the corner with the gate down, La Isla. Fire Puerto Rican food. That's where I was trying to bring you vlogs, but
With a dog running around.
Closes early. We just gonna go to a bodega, a typical store in the Lower East.
Fly Puerto Rican food with a dog running around eating up the trash.
It's all good, brother. Poppy over here, he's been working here for a long time. Puerto Rican neighborhood here, man. So we always show love to the old timers. They about to close, but they still let us in. So, you know what I mean? This is the community. We show love. We got the bodega down here. We got Ak right here, man. It's all love, you know what I'm saying? This is Manhattan. This is the Williamsburg Bridge right here, and it's about a 5-minute walk from the projects.
All right, stop. All right, this right here is hilarious. Oh my God. I don't know who's Noah Farrakhan. That'd be fast. God damn. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is that Noah Farrakhan? That'd be fast as hell. Wow. Maybe niggas come on the court, man. This shit's so disrespectful. I bounce past you. Bounce you there. He ain't trying to dab you up. He said, "Nah, don't give him a dab." Nah, I'm trying to. You bum, go sit down, drunk nigga. Okay, I guess he was talking shit to him earlier. So that's why he ain't dap. He said, "Nah, don't dap him now." I'm trying to wake him up. Now you was talking shit. So no. What's that? Yeah, being a rep is a dangerous job in the hood, man. Niggas ready to beat your ass.
Transition. Down Pinky. You gotta finish. Please. Oh, they said Blockwood. Mac can be too small to say that. Mac can be too small to say that.
Damn. Who's Noah Farrakhan?
Got him on the step. Got him on the step. Why not? They said sidestep. It's drew him space. Nothing in.
That's a horrible flag. Is that Anthony Edwards? Is that Anthony Edwards? Is that him? God damn, it's a brick.
Space. Got one. That's a good down. You gotta finish. Let's go see this one time. Let it be known. You gotta let it be known tonight. Oh God, no. You gotta take
That dude's pretty good, yeah. Shifty as hell. He's shifty as hell. What does him? That was a nice move. Get out of here. Bad. My bad. I'm just trying to find out who's Noah Farrakhan or which one. I'll watch that later. All right, check this out. This is hilarious.
Yeah, I think I would have felt some.
So these are Black Panthers. Like there's so many groups, so many sects. I don't know which one, but apparently these two know each other. This dude, Desert Eagle, runs with Malik Zulu Shabazz currently. I guess he used to. He split off. He got his own little chapter. They used to be very cool. You know, Desert Eagle came to Talib's house with his wife, and they used to be cool until Talib spoke out against Malik Zulu Shabazz.
Type of way.
Attorney.
I don't even. If I would have felt, no, I'm talking about on Talib, and I would have felt some type of way if somebody. Now I wouldn't have responded like Talib.
You got the floor, Desert Eagle.
Sometimes I just fill in. I don't like.
That was a lead role. That was a lead role. You was boo lover.
Hold on. I just said I fill in. Let's say this, like even about that whole thing. Like I said, some of these business days. That's what happened with Brunswick. when Brunswick happened, I didn't go down there by myself. I went down there the first time with 4.
What I say about you? No, let's go back to the first one. We ain't even got past the Malik thing yet. You see, you
I hate guys who talk like him, man. And this guy looks like he talks and looks a little sus.
right, Taka? That's all I want y'all to see. He's skipping past the Malik shit. He's skipping past. That's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters.
Number one, when it comes to infract.
Yo, wait, did he had a cup with a gun? Yo, did his coffee mug have a damn gun? Like,
I want y'all to see. He's skipping past the Malik shit. He's skipping past. That's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters.
yo, this dude got a gun coffee mug. I ain't never seen that. My first time seeing that. Wow.
Number one, when it comes to infract, let me tell y'all.
I talk shit about you because you spoke for a man that had nothing to do with you, and you spoke for Malik. It had nothing to do with you. It was about straight Malik, and you won't even come out and say it. Because every time you say something, it had the man when I didn't say nothing about you. That lets me know you've been feeling this way about me, bruh. Your true colors came out. You've been feeling this way. Why did you say something about me then? If you ain't feel no.
Now this is the Black Militia Group's internal fight. How they gonna freedom fight the ops or the man when they can't even get along with each other? They self-implode. And this is before infiltration. They're already imploding without infiltration. Imagine infiltration, how they would look.
Wait, why are you speaking? For everybody else. You're speaking for everybody else. So it gotta be you, bruh. If everybody else had a problem, you should have let them speak. So but now the people did what? The people did what? We want to hear this.
Hey man, Tahaka, fuck this nigga. Let me go back into what I was saying. All right, because he's pissing me off because I don't really give no man no conversation after he done told me to, call me a bitch and told me to suck another man's dick.
You spoke on my woman, bruh. So yeah. You shouldn't have spoke my woman.
You said that before the fucking the tape even started.
Because you spoke on her in the beginning. You started off saying no disrespect. You said no disrespect, Lola. That's one. And then you said her name again at the end. So yes, you started off talking about my woman in the beginning.
No disrespect, Lola, what?
When you start off a sentence with saying no disrespect, you're taking a conscious mind of saying it's disrespectful.
How he makes you?
How many questions you gonna ask in a row?
No, hold up. I'm trying to find out before you go any further. I'm trying to find out who authority you are under to be a general.
No, okay. I'm glad you said that. And again,
why y'all rewriting the book?
Tahaka, listen to me right.
And be a general tomorrow, but you must be made a general by a superior of that organization. Not making sense.
It's not making sense.
Who's above you?
There is no above me.
I don't know. I just don't end up in my inbox.
The same way I really don't know. How did he get Miss Rose's?
Right. So
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Said it to him.
All right, right over here.
Years of nothing of producing, and you don't care. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay, Tahaka. The only thing that hold on. See, you told me to get the last word.
So y'all ain't got no intentions of going there facing this European for real. Because if you know your life was on the line, you wouldn't have your life in a man's hand that has been fronting for over 30 years.
But when just listen. That's not what the level of engagement that I have or anybody else has with Malik. But level of that.
He's going to try to blend into this new social media era. That's what he's going to do.
Okay, listen to me.
He's going to be like Umar.
Okay,
he's going to be just like Umar. The only difference is he's not going to get money from people because his mama going to give him some money, but he's going to make TikToks. He's going to be famous he hoped to be famous as it comes to YouTube, as it comes to social media.
This is hilarious.
That's it.
Okay.
Everybody say he hoops like that, Rashu.
I'm gonna just give you the last word.
Stop buying those polite shoes. Yeah, and I'm done with shoes like that. The best. If I buy shoes that cost some money, like over Michael Jordan shoes, it'd be Kanye West Yeezy because they look comfortable. That's the only thing I'm gonna buy. That's gonna cost a couple $100. Everything else is Michael Jordan shoes, $200. Everything else is less.
this figurehead.
I wear Crocs every day though, with no socks. I'm not. There's no fairy tale.
No, he don't have no power.
I wear Crocs every day with no socks.
Again, just listen.
I don't even wear sneakers.
The level of engagement that I have or anybody else has with Malik, but as far as what we're doing together, whatever, it's not what you think, and I'm not going to go into detail. And maybe some of those things that you're pointing out may be concerns of yours for direction that you think.
I don't have no concerns.
Hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Let me just say for a direction that you think we're going in, and I'm not going to say what direction that we're going in, but we're definitely moving.
Oh,
but
shit.
I will tell you that everything is well. As far as the levels of critiques, each one of us, whatever, I'm sure every general, whether you believe they're real generals or not, regardless of whatever, in respect to the titles of where my brothers are, I trust these brothers to the point where they've shown me that they make the necessary intelligent analytics. And
they not in. Malik is not intelligent.
Here you go. Hold on. See again? I said brothers, and immediately you go straight.
No, because I can't speak to the other brothers. I only can speak to Malik. I told you I'm staying on Malik.
Okay.
I already told you that.
Only thing I'm gonna say is, bottom line is, everything is well. The thing that I don't like, I don't like that this situation that was, I guess you could say, one that was supposed to be one of rebuke for a brother, just for him to see the error of his
Okay,
ways.
so I'm gonna stop it because it's not exactly where I wanted to be.
Bro, if you wanted to see the error
I didn't
of his ways, you
timestamp it too
you
much.
don't go to social media for someone to see the error of their ways. Social media is just what that.
But as you can see, there's a bunch of chaos. All right, so let me see what time it is. Yeah. All right, I can give you jump start. It's up to you to keep your car running E40. It's funny. Yeah, so I'm gonna call it night, right? I'm talking low. You see how low I'm talking. And I'm tired of talking low. I don't want to go back outside. So I'm stuck in the house. I'm talking low, and I don't like talking low. I want to talk regular. So yeah, I'm gonna call this one the way it is, and we'll pick up tomorrow what we're doing. So I get a little sleepy, and I'm learning. When you get sleepy, hop off. All right, so tomorrow early when I get home, probably